still bugs me for anal all the time. Like, he still thinks it's gonna happen. Aww. That's a man who has hope. Like, that's so cute. It's not gonna happen, though.
So Clifford, you talk a lot about your wife and your act. You mentioned some pretty intimate stuff.
I do.
Why do you do that?
Like, the thing is like, when I first started writing comedy, I was writing the only thing I knew, which was, I'm fat, and people like laughing at fat people. And that's what I was writing. But then I got a girlfriend, I got married, and we waited till we were married to have sex. It's a very awkward teenage stage for us. That's kind of like a unique thing for us, but like, this is new and exciting to me. I'm gonna write from an honest place. I'm gonna write what's honestly happening, right? And so like, sex to me right now is like the most interesting thing ever. Sex is really cool, and I'm allowed to do it like whenever.
So what does your wife think about you talking about this stuff?
She just wants to make sure it's a funny joke. Like, she likes comedy. Like, she enjoys comedy. She doesn't want to hear me tell a bad sex joke. She wants to hear a good one.
So they just know that information now?
Yeah, that's just in the universe now. It's like, you know that we do this. So no, but I get ridiculous. Like, I talk about using the Batman voice in the bedroom. I've never done that, I think. I'm pretty sure I've never done that.
I'm vaguely aware.
So basically, your wife she's okay with it as long as the joke is funny.
Yeah, the part she doesn't like is when people come up and talk to her after. Like guys are like, oh, what do you think about your husband talking about the anal? And I'm just like, stop, touch my wife with your elbow. Move.
And why did you guys wait to have
Well,
sex?
we met at Bible college, and she's a good Christian girl, and I am myself. And we, it was just something she valued, and I really liked her. And when you really like someone, you value what they value.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Diana, you talk a lot about sex in your act as well, or your sex life. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's because I don't know. When I started, I was like 21, 22, and that was the most hilarious thing I could think of. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of got a. I'm not boring, but it was just.
There's something funny about mashing your body.
Right? What makes me laugh? Dicks are pretty hilarious. But
Mashing your bodies?
I told you, I'm figuring it out.
All right, so, honey, I know how to do this. I'll stand at one end of the room, you stand at the other, and we just like run at each other.
Oh, okay.
That's how we get this done. Yeah.
Still got a little work to do there. Yeah, I don't know. We were mashing our bodies together. It seemed like we didn't like it.
He had a broken collarbone in sex. Oh, I'll teach you.
yeah.
Apparently, I was mashing the wrong part of my body to the wrong part of her body. I thought it was all good.
Worked it out. Dylan, you have a girlfriend as well, correct?
Gia.
And you talk about your personal life on stage. What does she think about that?
Yeah, she doesn't care.
She's fine with it?
Yeah, she's, I guess same thing as Cliff. She just doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't, she's cool about it. I talk about how big her dumps are, because she talks about that too, and she's okay with that. I always ask her beforehand. I think it's the courteous thing to do.
So you run it by her, kind of...
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna talk about this, you dumb bitch. And then she's like, why do you say that? And I was like, see? Because then she doesn't even think about the joke.
And does she...
So the relationship problems I'm starting.
Does she come to your shows and watch you do the material?
Sometimes. Sometimes. She has her own stuff going on, which I really like. She's not going to be there seeing the joke 6,000 times.
Right.
So if she sees it, then it's new to her. And she's like, hey, that's really funny. Also, why are people asking me about my poos? And I don't know, she's a weird lady, so I'm a weird man.
Is there anything in your personal life that is off limits that you would refuse to talk about on stage?
I pretty much said everything unique that's happened to me now, and I'm done. I quit comedy right now.
How about you, Monty? Is there anything that you would say, I'm not going to talk about this personally on stage?
Yeah, sometimes, like just to protect the innocent, you know.
What does that mean?
Like you won't talk about someone?
Yeah.
Like if you know someone that doesn't want to be talked about, you won't talk about them?
Yeah, just depending. Like sometimes I'll be selective. Like to be honest, I'm not the most personal of comics, so I don't always do like a lot of really personal stuff. Because my head is a little bit more abstract anyway.
Sure.
So I tend to do more abstractions. But yeah, just like I have a few stories where I'd be like, I'd tell that, but maybe I shouldn't. You know.
Sure.
And,
It gets a little
Yeah.
too real.
yeah, I mean, if you're in a long-term relationship with somebody and they continually take huge dumps, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm a canary in the coal mine. You know what I mean? Quite literally.
So would you say that doing comedy for you has made it hard for you to date, Monty?
No, not really. But I mean, you just don't necessarily have to say everything that happened, or you know what I mean. Like, everything doesn't have to be a joke.
Right. So
Mind you, it could be. You could always just like keep it a little bit more anonymous or what have you. But yeah, no, there's nothing that they're not mutually exclusive. That's for sure.
Clifford, what about stuff that you feel like maybe it's personal, but you don't want to upset either a loved one in your family or your wife, perhaps? Anything that you would cut off and not take on stage that way?
I just gotta figure out the right way to do it. Like I have stuff saved, like right here I have a scar from when my wife stabbed me, and that's still gonna be a really funny joke one day. But right now it's just a bad memory. So but I'm gonna work it. And she knows. She's like, oh, it sucks that really shitty thing happened. But she knows that like he's gonna find a way to make this funny on stage, and we're cool with that. You know.
Why did she stab you?
Because like I was cornering in her space, and I was also really drunk and on a lot of random pills. And I guess I don't remember all of it. I just remember she stabbed me with a broken candle holder. Again, it's not funny yet. It's not funny yet. My wife brutally stabbed me. No.
That's a great setup. You just need the punchline. You're ready to go.
Cliff, I think she's bullying you by not subduing your advances.
This was like really early on in the marriage, and then like we figured it out from there. But yeah, I had like a shard of glass sticking out, and it was all like it was really dramatic. But literally 20 minutes later, we were like eating popcorn and watching Lord of the Rings. Like right after, I was just tending to my stab wound and. Being
Oh, you
like,
tended to the wound. Okay.
Yeah, I was tending to the wound and being like, yeah, Frodo's a wimp.
And Cliff, how does the material that you do, how does that affect your? Because I know you have a kind of a Christian background. How does it affect that between you and your wife and you and your faith?
I just want to figure out a way to make it funny. Like I have a lot of ammo. I was expelled from Bible college for showing my penis publicly. That right there is hilarious. I said it, okay? I channel, it's out there.
Under what circumstances?
Disgusting.
They were like, everybody take out your Bibles, and you're like, yo, check out my dick.
I'll show you the word of God. But boom! It's not like that, and it's not shaped like a hand. But what I'm saying... But that's like it's a super like come on, that's funny. We all know there's something funny about that there. But me, I haven't figured out a way unless I'm telling the entire story,
Right.
like how to make it funny. I want that to be a minute and a half joke.
Right.
You know, like that's like at tops. I want to get in, get out. I just don't know how to do it yet. So it just comes with time and being able to figure out how to do that.
Sure. Monty, why do you think deeply personal material tends to work better than any other material?
Well, people like to connect with you.
Sure.
You know, like the audience inherently wants to connect with you. So, you know, that's kind of like a challenge. If you're not doing, it always kind of, you know, brings people into your sphere, and they're like, well, I care about this person because they're sharing something with me that, you know. And that's why, you know, when you refuse to share anything, it makes it that much more difficult.
Right. Absolutely.
Diana doesn't even say his name.
Do you,
Yeah, I don't even tell him my name. Like, listen, I'm a guy up here. Just don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you a couple things. It's gonna have nothing
Turn
to
those
do with
cameras
me.
off? I said turn the cameras off. Turn the goddamn cameras off.
Diana, do you agree with that? Do you think that your personal material works better than other material that you might do?
Oh, totally. I think that I feel like people can see through you if you're not being truthful. Like you try and tell a ridiculous joke that's just not true, and people are like, don't buy it, next. And so why would I bother doing that? I feel like my best jokes are the ones that I'm being the most honest, because sometimes people, it weirds them out and they laugh because of like uncomfortableness, but then sometimes people are just like, me too, and I love that you're saying that because I thought I was a weirdo. And it just, you get this really great connection out of it. So I try, some of my jokes are just you know, like, here's the truth, and then I like work on it. But you know, my best jokes are the ones that I didn't have to write that much because it's just really truthful.
And how do you decide where to draw the line for yourself?
For what I'll talk about on
For
stage.
what you'll talk about, yeah.
If it's just about me and I'm not affecting anyone else, I will talk about it. I have embarrassed myself ridiculously on stage, especially if you're in a really comfortable room and you're just like, I'm gonna tell you guys weird stuff, and then and it's a really great set. But I'm not gonna divulge. Like, I mean, I used to date a comedian and we broke up, and I'm not gonna talk about our breakup on stage because it's disrespectful. He's also a comedian. Even if he wasn't, he's also a person. I don't really wanna, you know, it's not just my stuff. It's I mean, I can talk about a breakup, but I'm not gonna, you know, talk about him. I don't know. And maybe some people do go through breakups and they will talk about it on stage because it's a good way of therapy, but I don't know. I will be super personal, but only if it's my shit.